Row 7 inside to be Donnie Farling. He's out of New Paris, Pennsylvania in the 58F. And Miles Bolio out of Campbell River, British Columbia, Canada in 18. Row 8 inside to be Braden Weller. He's out of Palmer, Nebraska in the 01. And Joseph Thomas out of Glendon, Minnesota will start 16th in 6ST. Row 9 inside to be Rick Wiedekamp. He's out of Springfield, Illinois in the 89W. And Troy Girolamo scheduled to go 18th out of Williston, North Dakota in 2G. Final starter tonight will be Ronald Wadforth in that 40 car. He's out of Wooler, Ontario, Canada. Tim Ward having some trouble getting that 40 car rolling. He was stalled there for a moment. He's got it up and powered up right now. We'll go from the outside of the 4th row. Should be an interesting main event here, as we said. Mitch Thomas and Will Krupp, both winners this week already at the 53rd running of the Federated Auto Parts Dirt Car Nationals. They will roll from the front row. Dustin Sorensen ran second last night, as we mentioned. Cole Charneski's got a second place finish. Tim Ward's got a victory this week. One to go this time by, and we will be ready to go for the 20-lapper, first of 6. Dirt Car UMP modified main events here tonight. Pace truck getting set to roll onto the infield. Again, Mitch Thomas, the teenager out of Oakland, Maryland. Ready to lead us down to the green. Quick qualifier in qualifying group number 1. Put that 97 car on the pole. Will Krupp to the outside of the K9. Here we go, down the back straightaway. First, Dirt Car UMP modified feature of the night. Ready to come to green off turn number 4, and here we go. Green flag out for the opening feature of the night. Thomas to the bottom, Krupp to the outside. Will Krupp will use that momentum around the outside. He'll take the lead in the K9. Krupp will be your leader down the back straightaway. Dustin Sorensen going to move by to that 3rd spot on the 19 car, who will lead the opening lap of the opening feature of the night. It'll be the K9. Will Krupp your leader in K9. Mitch Thomas second. Dustin Sorensen 3rd. 4th right now. The 77 of George Dixon and the 28 of Jason Brookover rounding out the top 5 right now. Krupp trying to run away, out trouble. Mitch Thomas off the pace. Second place runner loses power down the back straightaway. Caution's going to have to come out as they are bearing down on him, as Thomas running second, shut that thing down, middle of the back straightaway. Everyone's going to roll by him. He will make that turn onto the infield. And we'll see if we can find out what went awry there on that 97. So Thomas will give up his runner-up spot. Everybody else in the order they need to be. Dustin Sorensen will now be in the 2nd spot. He will be asked to choose inside or outside of the upcoming Dirt Car double file restart in that 19. He'll go to the inside of the 1st double file row. 77 of George Dixon to the outside. Then it'll be Brookover and Altabelli in row number 3. All right, caution lights are out. We will go back to it. Early race leader on lap 1 was Will Krupp. He will lead the Dirt Car double file restart back to green, this time by in K9. Back to green will go Krupp in the K9. Dustin Sorensen going to clear the 77 of George Dixon. He'll move by into that 2nd spot in the 19 car. Side by side for the runner-up spot here. Dixon around the bottom, Sorensen around the top. Everybody chasing the K9. It'll continue to be Krupp in the K9, and Krupp is off the pace. Your race leader shut down going into turn number 1. Out of the race goes your leader, Krupp. Oh boy, we have lost your runner-up, and now we have lost your race leader. That car looks like it's rolling. It looks like he's got air in all 4 tires. We will see if we can find out what happened. Here is the Replay from the speed cam. He just got into one and that thing pushed. And off the pace he went, but he's rolling again. Man, I'll be very interested to hear what happened to knock him out of the lead. Dustin Sorensen now your race leader in the 19. Sorensen ran, as we said, second here last night in that Craigshaw-owned number 19 car. So it'll be Sorensen, Dixon, Brookover, Charneski, and Altobelli. Top 5 runners right now. Still early, very early. 2 scored. And we've lost the top 2 runners. Let's see what happens here. Dustin Sorensen now will lead the upcoming dirt car double file. Restart back to green. 2 scored. 18 to go for the Rochester, Minnesota racer in 19. Back to green we go. Sorensen to the race lead here in that 19 car. George Dixon taking a look down around the bottom again. Dustin Sorensen has never won here at Volusia. George Dixon won for his first and only Dirt Car Nationals victory 1 year ago. Get another lap in. Sorensen will be your race leader. George Dixon not going away without a fight, though. Dixon right around the bottom in the 77. Good battle for the race lead. Jason Brookover has raced his way to the 3rd spot now. Cole Charneski to 4th. Side by side with the 5th spot here. Charlie Sandercock up top. Michael Altobelli down low. Good racing all through the field. Will Krupp trying to rally from the tail. We'll see how far that K9 car can progress after restarting last. Again, it'll be Sorensen in the 19. George Dixon, Jason Brookover, Cole Charneski, Charlie Sandercock again the top 5. Then it's Michael Altobelli, Jonathan Taylor. He's in that 7th spot. Ty Norder is 8th, Tim Ward 9th, and Joseph Thomas right now rounding out the top 10 here in that 6th. Best battle on the racetracks for the 5th spot right now. Sandercock and Altobelli in a great battle side by side for 5th and 6th here. Altobelli has stolen that 5th spot away, but Charlie Sandercock hanging right with him in 57. Meanwhile, the top 2 have driven away again. 19 to Sorensen, 77 to Dixon. They'll continue to stretch it out here. Those 2 have a 2.5 second advantage over 3rd running Jason Brookover right now. Dustin Sorensen, the 2022 United States Modified Touring Series National Champion, picked up $100,000 for winning the USMTS Tour a couple of years ago. Went late model racing last year and will be a rookie with the World of Outlaws Case Late Models in 2024. Trying to get his first ever win in Volusia right now after a 2nd place finish last night. Sorensen, Dixon, 1-2. Brookover, Charneski in a good battle for 3rd now. Altobelli driven away just a bit here from Charlie Sandercock. He's gotten that 5th spot to himself now with a 95. Best battle out there is for 3rd as Cole Charneski's working on the West Virginia racer. Brookover sitting in that 3rd spot. Charneski trying to get a little bit closer. Meanwhile, the 19 car of Dustin Sorensen's going to see the back of the field. We'll get to the outside of Rick Wiedekamp's 89 car. Put that Illinois racer a lap down here as we come to the halfway point. Charlie Sandercock now off the pace. Trouble on the back straightaway for the Canadian. Sandercock's going to slow down the back chute, see if he can get back on the gas enough to maybe get to the bottom of the racetrack and escape onto the infield. We'll see if we've got to have a caution for him or not. And we do. Sandercock's 57 car limping slowly down the front straightaway in harm's way, so out comes the yellow. Caution out here for the 3rd time in your first Dirt Car Modified main event. Dustin Sorensen up front with 11 scored and 9 to go. It's Sorensen, Dixon, Brookover, Charneski, Altobelli. And it'll be Taylor, Norder, Ward, Krupp, and Joe Thomas. Dustin Sorensen, that white 19 car, Action Engineering power plant under the hood of this Longhorn race car for the driver out of Rochester, Minnesota. Of course, he's got his dad, Mike, who's a longtime, very successful modified and late model pilot, as his crew chief, Antoine Hines, back there as well, turning wrenches on the 19. See if they can't get to victory lane tonight. Here we go. Sorensen back to the race lead. George Dixon, a great restart again around the bottom. Dixon hanging right with him. Charneski to the inside. Jason Brook over here. That's for the third spot. Charneski trying to steal third. How about that battle for fifth? 95 of Altobelli, 5 of Taylor, K9 of Krupp. Will Krupp from the tail. He's trying to get back into the top 5 here in the K9. Krupp back up to 6th. Still Sorensen and Dixon circling Volusia Speedway Park alone up front. Dustin Sorensen, George Dixon, Cole Charneski, podium spots right now. Taylor taking a look to the inside of the 28 of Brook over. Jonathan Taylor's going to take that spot. Jonathan Taylor now to the 4th spot. Will Krupp trying to get back into the top 5 of the K9, and he will. Krupp back to 5th. And if we have another yellow, that K9 car might be a factor. I don't know that he's going to be able to get to your race leaders here with just 6 to go. Dustin Sorensen by 7/10 of a second over George Dixon. Cole Charneski another 7/10 of a second back. Then it's back to Taylor and Krupp. Krupp trying to take 4th. Taylor and Krupp in a good battle for the 4th spot here as laps begin to wind down. 15 scored, 5 to go. Down the back straightaway, it'll continue to be Dustin Sorensen. He's beginning to stretch it here. Sorensen by 9/10 of a second the last time by. See what the gap is this time by. It'll be a little over a second, 1.0. Sorensen, Dixon, Charneski, Taylor, Krupp. Working our way towards the end of your opening Dirt Car UMP modified feature of the night. Again, it'll be Sorensen, Dixon, Charneski across the line. Taylor, Krupp, and Altobelli still in a great 3-car battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Tim Ward has rallied here. He's up to 7th now. Ward just took that 7th spot away from Brookover. Tyne Order still sits 9th, and Joe Thomas continues to round out the top 10. 18 now scored white flag next time. Sorensen continues to pound the cushion up top here in turns 1 and 2. Working our way towards the end. Dustin Sorensen will be the first one to see the white flag one more time for the 19. Sorensen roaring off into turn number 1, that 19 car. Dixon and Charneski are going to settle for 2nd and 3rd the way it appears. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Driver out of Rochester, Minnesota, in that Craig Shaw Racing 19 car. Winners Dustin Sorensen in 19. Checkered flag in the air for your first Dirt Car UMP modified main event of the night. 5th win.